Namaste. Welcome back to Power System 1 course. In this learning dialogue video, I'm going to discuss about the growth of power generation in Indian scenario. Okay, how it has grown from our independence to the present day. Okay, so let us start with the generation part. Okay, we have already seen there are three major parts in. We have divided the entire power system into three stages. One is generation, then transmission, and then distribution. Okay, and in the upcoming videos, I'm going to discuss about these three individually. Okay, starting from the generation, and then I will discuss about the transmission level, how the transmission network got improved over a period of time, and how distribution system got improved over a period of time. Okay, let us start with the generation. Okay, when we talk about generation, okay, we have two different types of resources, sources that can be used for electrical generation. Okay, so there are conventional sources and there are non-conventional sources. Okay, let us consider the conventional sources. Okay, these are coming from let us say fossil fuels. Okay, we have thermal power plants using coal, and then we have hydel power plants which are used for using our water resources. Okay, in case of thermal power plants, we are going to convert the thermal energy in the coal into electrical energy, and the potential in hydropower plants, we are going to convert the potential energy of the water into electrical energy. Okay. Likewise, we have nuclear power plants where we are going to convert nuclear energy into uh, electrical energy, and then we have diesel power plants. Maybe the size of these power plants may be less because of availability of resources, and then we have gas power plants. Okay, so and then we have combined cycle plants. Okay, all these things will come under conventional power plants. Okay, so in addition to these conventional power plants, these days there's a rise in importance for the non-conventional energy sources like solar. Okay, so now we are using the solar at it has penetrated into the consumer level. Okay, instead of having bulk power plants, now even the consumers are also using the solar on the rooftop. Okay, so it converts the solar radiation into electrical energy. And then tidal energy. Still, we need to establish much more in this tidal energy. Okay, still research is going on, and then we also have the wind plants in our country, where the wind energy is converted into electrical energy, and then like that we can also make use of the thermal energy that is there in the earth can be converted into electrical energy by using these geothermal power plants, and then the biomass can be converted into the energy that is there in the biomass can be converted into electrical energy. This can be very useful. This type of models are very useful, especially for urban areas like Hyderabad cities, Hyderabad, Delhi metropolitan cities, you can say. Okay, so then you can also have fuel cells still it's under research area. So likewise, we have both conventional and unconventional energy sources. And what are the most of these non-conventional energy sources are renewable sources. Okay, so in addition to this, we also have this hydropower plant that is also a renewable source. Okay, the other plants are can be classified as non-renewable energy sources. Okay, so now there is a very much important that is these days we are giving for these renewable energy sources because of these environmental issues. Okay, so these are the different sources of energy that we are using to generate our electricity. Okay, let us see the Indian resource map of India. Okay, so if you go to northern region surrounding the Himalayas, we have huge amount of potential for hydro in these areas. Okay, both northern region and northeastern region also. Okay, we have huge amount of potential for hydel energies. And then if you go to Chhattisgarh and all, there you can find a lot of coal availability where you can construct ultra mega power plants of thermal. Okay, but these days we are not preferring thermal because of the environmental impact, global warming. Okay, so there is a reduction in the establishment of these coal power plants. Okay, and then we have lignite resources that are available in Tamil Nadu. Okay, like us, we have the resources that are located at different places across the country, and you can also see the other resources in the map. Okay, now if you make an observation over these resources, okay, and they are completely away from the load centers. Okay, if you take the developed cities, metropolitan cities, they are not near to the metropolitan cities. Okay, even if you take this Mumbai and Maharashtra or Hyderabad, in, uh, Telangana and Bangalore, okay, and New Delhi, okay, so Kolkata over here in West Bengal. Okay. So if you look at these load centers, they are not near the load centers. They are away from the load centers. This is the major reason for transmitting power from the source to the load centers using transmission lines. Okay. So now, obviously, if you want to exploit the energy in these resources, obviously you need to set up the generating stations near these resources only, and then you need to transmit. Okay. So if you look at hydro potential is there in northeastern and upper part of the northern region. Okay, this is the one good thing. And coal reserves are mainly in eastern region. Okay, in this region we have the coal reserves. And then distribution of energy sources and consumption centers are extremely unbalanced. Okay, that's what I have explained just now. Okay, the load centers are far away from the resources. That is the reason why we need to transfer power over a long distances. Okay, just I will tell you a small story over here. Just if you look at this northeastern region where we are talking about the hydel potential, and if you look at this place, it's called Chicken Neck. Okay, just about this Bangladesh, we have and between Sikkim and Bangladesh, we have a small area called Chicken Neck. Okay, if you want to tap the potential of this hydel energy, which is available in this northeastern region, to the rest of the country, so you need to establish transmission lines. Unfortunately, the amount of place that is available at this particular point called Chicken Neck, even it's not enough to construct the transmission lines to tap these resources to the rest of the India. Okay, just if you look at the various states, normally these southern states are power starving states. We have very less amount of generation. Okay, the demand is much higher. Okay, so if you want to tap the energy that is available in this northeastern region to the southern region, it is very difficult to construct the transmission lines because the right of way that is required to construct the transmission lines is not enough for this at this area. So what we are trying to do is we are going to uh, just we are going to sell this power to the neighboring countries. Okay, so this is the energy resource map of India, where the sources are available at one point, and the load centers are located at the other point. Okay, so then if you look at the development of this electrical industry in the last 50 years, the industry has mainly developed through the state control instruments. Okay, initially, the generating stations are located at the district levels. Okay, just like what we have seen in the previous videos, these generating stations are located near to the load centers itself. But the amount of generation that is generated by using these generating stations is very small in quantities. Okay, so they are locally controlled. And then until 1975, development mainly through state electricity boards and electricity departments controlled by the respective state governments only. Okay, there is no interconnections among the generating stations of the various states. Okay, they are distributed at the state level only. Okay, so there is no interconnection. They are locally managed. And then we have in 1975, the Electricity Act was amended. Intervention of central government in the development of generation facilities led to the formation of NTPC and NHPC. Okay, so then in 1975, central government has intervened and started establishing national level thermal stations and hydel power stations. Okay, So these two corporations, NTPC and NHPC, who are looking after the thermal power plants and hydel power plants, then there is a control of these electrical generation at different locations in the entire country by the central government. Okay, initially they have started at the district level. Then we have the interconnections among the generating stations in the state, and then 1975 onwards, the central government started establishing the generating stations. Okay, and the effect of this intervention started being felt in early 80s. Okay, so if you look at the present scenario, India is the third largest producer and fourth largest consumer of electricity in the world. Okay, so initially in the independence, the time of independence, we used to have 1300 megawatts of generation in those days. And that from 1300 megawatts to now, the power generation capacity got increased to 370 gigawatts. Okay, this is the latest information. It is as on May 2020. Okay. And we are the third largest producer and fourth largest consumer of electricity in the entire world. Okay, so the country also has the fifth largest installed capacity in the world. Okay, so we have the fifth largest installed capacity in the world. This is also one more milestone that you can see here. Okay, and the government targets the future plan, that is 13th plan, that is between 2017 and 22, we are targeting for an addition of around 100 gigawatts under this 13th five-year plan. Okay, so this is about what we are planning for the upcoming years. Okay, and this is the present scenario. Is we are at 370 gigawatts, and we are the fifth largest installed capacity in the entire world, and we are targeting for 100 more gigawatts of generation in the next 2 years. Okay, this is the present scenario. Okay, we are going to continue this video in the we are going to continue this generation part in the coming video. Okay, thank you.